Morning, everyone.
Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast, your daily live morning show that you absolutely love and adore.
Love and adore.
Love and adore. We have a jam-packed show for you today because it dawned on us that we have been forgetting to do Dear Toasters for a couple weeks because Jacob is no longer with us and we're not intact anymore. We're not in tune with what's necessary.
We're not in tune with what's necessary, but we will be because I heard that we're getting an intern soon.
Yeah, starting in August.
Very snitchy.
No, she's very prestigious. We actually poached her for Morgan Stanley.
Yeah.
They were very upset at us.
They were, but I think that they understood that she definitely has toast running through her veins.
Yeah.
And that she needed to be here.
Upon her return to America, Margot will be our intern starting August 1st. And you think because she's our sister, we're gonna let her get by. We are working that bitch to the bone.
Au contraire. We
9
are
to
working,
5.
if anything, we'll feel better about bossing her around because she needs a little bossing around. She's been running wild in Israel and it's time for a little structure for her.
Oh, and just to be clear, she will not be paid.
No, she will, but she'll be...
No, she will not.
Oh, she won't, but it's psychological income. What she'll gain from being an intern on the Toast
and she'll get Instagram followers, which is all she really wants.
Right, is something that money can't buy. And when you are absent this August on your shows, she will be subbing in as co-host.
So speaking of shows...
Little does she know.
Speaking of shows, thank you, Jackie, for that setup, that lob. I'm just going to lob it right in. 2 things. Presale ends officially today for Boston. And tickets go on sale to the public tomorrow. Presale was very overwhelming because people who are eligible for presale were sending the link to their friends, which I don't mind because the more the merrier.
Right, God forbid people buy
but
the
it's
tickets.
not fair for people who actually follow the rules. But there are tickets left. I will not be adding a second show, so make sure to get them.
This is Boston?
Boston. Which I'm just really grateful because I know I told you guys 100 times how prestigious the Wilbur Theater is and it's just a big deal. So thank you for coming out, pulling out all the stops. Additionally, I will be in Denver and St. Louis next week. St. Louis, I think is Thursday night. It's sold out, and I'm not doing a second show, sorry. But Denver is Saturday night, and it's a bigger theater, and I have a whole orchestra planned because, I'm going to be in a theater. I have to sing. Also, it's in Colorado, which I didn't realize, where pot is legal.
Are you going to be sky high in Colorado?
If I'm feeling crazy, I'm going to, right before I leave stage, because I'm going to, no, I can't because I don't do drugs, but I'm gonna do something with pot, and it's gonna be crazy. So you should come.
Only do it after your show, please. Because
oh my God! Of course. Can you imagine me freaking out on stage? No, I'm not good with drugs. It's not my thing.
But it's legal, so it's technically not. It's just like drinking coffee. Smoking pot in Colorado is just like drinking coffee in New York.
So I know it's illegal. Do you know what I mean?
But not when you're sky high in Colorado.
Right.
Now I finally get that line.
I wonder if my lips are gonna be pressed against the bottle.
Well, that's for sure.
For sure.
But that can happen anywhere.
Yeah. So Denver, Oriental Theater, tickets available at girlwithnojob.com. I really want to see everyone, so make sure that you're coming. And people are waiting to buy tickets, and it's almost sold out. So stop waiting.
Yeah. There's no time like the present.
Speaking of the present, let's jump into the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
It feels like 5 p.m. I've had such a busy morning.
I've had a weirdly busy morning too, and I just have a very busy day, so I have no time to be tired, you know?
Me too. I had literally the worst migraine of all time last night, cripplingly so. Ben was out and about.
Me too. I've just been going to sleep with a headache, waking up with a headache. Mm-hmm. Oh, I meant to bring you electrolytes.
So I had a migraine for about 6 hours, and Ben, we were supposed to go to an event, but I was really not feeling good. So Ben went without me, and then he turned it into a night.
He took the town last night.
I know, it was a little annoying, and I was mad. And he was with a girl, and I was excuse me.
I was watching his story, and he was just going from one event to the next. I was who is this man?
No, I know. Ben is Ben has so much energy. Actually, I'm jealous of it. He works full time and gets home and goes out and plays basketball and hangs out with his friends, whereas I work half a day and I'm exhausted, and I realize I'm exhausted because I work half a day, but I was jealous, whatever. So I had a terrible the worst migraine ever, and I knew it was because I really have not been I cut down what I'm eating probably by 50%, and I didn't have any Excedrin in my house, which sometimes works for me, but if it's a real migraine, it doesn't really work. So I laid around a stick flash for hours until Ben finally got home 6 hours later and brought me a Pedialyte.
I was just about to say.
And Excedrin, and I literally felt better in 5 minutes.
Pedialyte?
And I can't believe I let myself fester for 6 hours because I'm so fucking lazy. And I live right by 7-Eleven, and it was free Slurpee day, and I didn't go. I should have just gotten up and went.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so lazy.
Pedialyte works really quickly. Other electrolytes don't, but I think it's because it has sugar and everything that you need. But you gotta get that Pedialyte. You have to have Pedialyte in your house. I have 2 bottles in my house for emergencies.
Now I have 2.
And you'll need one for tomorrow when you're hungover. Speaking of tomorrow, we thought about it a lot, and first of all, I just want to say, I think this has been the best week of the Toast yet.
I think so too.
Between the well-rounded stories,
the guests.
And like we've just been being really funny.
Yeah.
And
I'm getting a lot of sleep. That's what it is.
And I don't want the week to be over today.
I know, but my birthday party's tonight, and it's gonna be so lit because it's sponsored by Casamigos. So like, no one has to worry about paying for drinks. So you could really just drink with a free conscience. Conscience. So we have decided to not do a show tomorrow because we want to do it, but 10:30, like, it'll hinder my good time if I know I have to wake up sort of early. So we're gonna push back the time maybe to like 12:30, 1 o'clock. We'll confirm later on Instagram, so make sure you follow at The Morning Toast on Instagram for any and all scheduling updates.
But we will be going live from here tomorrow, just later in the afternoon, and I think that might work better for your Friday schedules too. You can get all your work done in the morning, watch the toast,
go home. Exactly.
Wow,
Watch the toast, meet Sally at the water cooler, then go home.
It is a dream.
But yeah, I feel really strong about this week of shows, and I always say to people, like, if you're I always meet girls who like are trying to convince like one of their coworkers or one of their friends to like join our cult, and they're like they don't know how to show them. Like I would show them episodes from this week.
Exactly. Also, speaking of great episodes, premium content, we are filming our next Patreon episode today because we had such success with our award-winning
first original film.
With our first original film, we're doing another original film, and it's going to be all about the behind the scenes of Claudia's birthday party, us getting ready, and then on site at the birthday, talking to all of
Boots on the ground,
prestigious guests. And I'm really excited to film it. I only did one so far, but I'm really enjoying vlogging day in the life.
Day in the life.
So hopefully this is just as enjoyable so that we can continue making videos.
One more announcement since we're bothering you. It's imperative that all of you like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and YouTube. The YouTube is youtube.com/The Morning Toast. We go live there too, and there's premium comments. I would say it's a little bit even more lit than Facebook. Sorry.
Depends on the day for me.
Yes. Make sure you like us on Facebook, The Morning Toast there too. Instagram, The Morning Toast. And now we're on Twitter, The Morning Toast. Just make sure you're getting content from all facades, you know?
Yes. So without further ado, it is time to hit you with the fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
The first story is the major shade that was thrown at Kylie Jenner by an unexpected assailant.
And it's not even Sade Benoit because that's an insult to Sade.
It's totally. And honestly, Sade is not Sade.
No.
She's a nice girl.
She's so nice. She's so prestigious. I saw her last night on my television.
I know. I saw your Instagram story. That was so funny.
And I just hope that like she knows who we are and like does not take offense because we would say the word shade Sade, like we say family.
Yeah.
And then like she happens to be named Sade Benoit and she's just the most prestigious local news anchor in our city.
And she used to have the most prestigious commercials all over the town.
TV.
Diana, Sade, hi. Remember those?
Right. So it was just inevitable. And when we say Sade Benoit,
we only mean it in a positive way.
Exactly. And we would love to have her on this show.
Totally. Okay, so Kylie Jenner was attacked in her sleep last night by the one, the only dictionary.com.
She was hit over the head with a dictionary.
It's so weird and it's so rude and it's so shady and I'm not here for it. And whoever wrote this tweet is extremely brave because they have a death threat. Is that it?
Yeah,
death
threat.
Okay, ready? So whoever runs the dictionary.com Twitter quote tweeted the Forbes article, which was how Kylie Jenner leveraged her massive social media following to build a $900 million cosmetics brand. They quote tweeted it and replied to it, self-made means having succeeded in life unaided. Used in a sentence, Forbes says that Kylie Jenner is a self-made woman. Thus, these trolls are implying that Kylie Jenner is not a self-made woman. And I put Kylie Jenner's Forbes article on my Instagram story last night, and I was just like, I'm so proud of her. And like, you would not believe the flack. What? People are so upset that they use the term self-made because she comes from a wealthy family, a famous family. Kris Jenner probably helped her orchestrate it, but what self-made means is what they meant by that was financially. So, like she owns 100% of the business. She never had an investor. She never had a partner. It's all her.
You know what it is? People are
Jealousy.
so jealous.
People are so jealous. It's crazy.
It's not a good look, you guys. Also, you want to come at her for saying self-made, like Chloe's not on the cover of Forbes.
Right.
Kourtney's not on the cover of Forbes. Kendall's not even on the cover
Kim
of
has
Forbes.
been.
Kim has been, but like she was born with a silver spoon in her mouth, but she took that silver spoon and she ate your ass.
Wow. Very nice.
Thank you.
No, I'm just like, I'm so not here for the coming of Kylie and the Kardashians in general, but like, okay, say what you want about her, Kylie like leveraging her family's connections and her popularity to make the social media following, but not one person can deny that from a financial standpoint, Kylie is a self-made billionaire.
Yeah.
Like, how can you argue with that? It's facts. It's financial facts. It's fiscal facts. I feel so bad for the fiscal family.
It's like she was born rich, and she didn't just stay rich. Like, she is building wealth, my friends. And you know what? That takes talent.
No, right. Like, Kourtney was born rich and is still like kind of rich. She doesn't really do much financially on her own. She just like rakes in the e-money and the Instagram money and lives a very good life. Kylie is like a hardcore businesswoman. Just saying.
Just saying, like they're not writing this about Good American.
Right. Exactly. I wonder how good, but even Good American, even if it were a $1 billion company,
that would be.
Chloe has an investor. She's partnered with a woman who like really is like the backing of it. I don't know financially, but definitely from like a business standpoint. So they couldn't say that she is a self-made billionaire, even if it was a $1 billion company, because she doesn't own the whole thing.
Right.
There's a couple people involved.
Turning fame and Instagram followers into cold hard cash is a lot harder than you think. Like all these.
We're trying.
No, and all of these digital people who, they can sell tea on Instagram and make money. Like trying to move product, even if you have a lot of influence, is not a given.
No. People think that, and that's like when you work with brands, that's like the most frustrating part. They think, oh, you have 2.8 million followers. We'll put this t-shirt and you'll make 2.8 million.
And we'll sell 2.8 million t-shirts.
And that's just so not how it works. It's a one thing to have a following, but it's another thing to have influence. And to be able to make your followers transactional and make them like buy stuff is so impressive. So like, I don't think when Kim's putting up her lollipops that she's generating sales. You know what I mean?
I think that Kim and Kylie, when they post stuff, like they generate a lot of sales. And that's impressive because even someone with the same amount of followers as them might not be able to do that.
Right, exactly. So people like are so quick to jump on the Kardashians, especially Kylie. And like, I'm not here for it, and I will use this very small platform to discredit those arguments.
Someone commented the funniest thing yesterday because we turned everything into something
about
the Kardashians, which I think was people really enjoyed because we were having new arguments about
also,
them.
it's a talent.
And when we started talking about peanuts, someone was like, I heard Kim's allergic to peanuts. Also, someone commented something so interesting about
the chemicals?
About the peanut allergy is that like years ago there were less people with allergies and now there are more because peanuts aren't as prevalent, so people aren't being exposed to them. So by the time they are exposed to them, they have an allergy towards them.
So in our banning of peanuts, we are making the allergy more prevalent.
Yes. And then someone said it, she's a nurse. She was like, you should be exposed to peanuts at 6 months. But if you do have an allergy, which a lot of people do,
like a natural
it could
born.
be deadly and like that's really bad. But if you if you wouldn't have developed an allergy, you should be exposed to it as soon as possible.
That is so interesting.
Very interesting.
I don't know. Now I'm even more motivated to like constantly eat peanut butter just to make sure I don't develop
And like, what about
an
Skippy?
allergy.
What about Jif?
By the way, Skippy is very in tune with what's necessary. Their commercials ending with smoother than a fresh dry Skippy is genius.
It's genius.
I love when brands partner with like songs that like mention them. Like my perfect example is two actually. Blue Tacoma by Russell Dickerson should be
But they haven't.
No, I know. But that's why this is my platform because Russell Dickerson's song Blue Tacoma, which is about a blue
Do you want to give them a taste of it just for those few people who haven't heard it?
Winds rolling on a new Toyota. No, actually, I want to start at the chorus.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you need a snack?
If heaven is anywhere, it's in a blue Tacoma, California. White magnolias in your hair, rays of gold are shining on you. Ooh, if heaven is anywhere, it's never running out of golden road. Always having your hand to hold in a blue Tacoma, California. Ooh, if heaven is anywhere, it's right here. So they never use that in like a Blue Tacoma Toyota commercial, which is so frustrating. And I don't think they ever like gifted him a Tacoma, which was just not in tune with what's necessary.
Not at all.
And furthermore, the fact that Coca-Cola, which they're always in tune with what's necessary, their commercials have the best music, that Avicii song that they wrote, like so good. They're always in tune, are not in tune because they have done nothing with that Maren Morris song, Sugar. Sugar, sugar, make my heart race even on a good day. You make the world taste better, better. Good on anything, want you on everything. Just a little bit is all it takes. Like a Coca-Cola on Christmas Day. Never used in a commercial, a holiday Coca-Cola commercial, nothing. And I asked her, I was like, Maren, literally the first thing I met her when I ever asked her was like, first of all, I was like, hi, can I kiss you? And then I was like, why didn't they use sugar in a Coca-Cola commercial? And she was approached, but they had some creative differences. And so we let bygones be bygones.
Agreed. But why were we talking about this?
I don't know.
Let's trace our steps.
Okay. Songs.
Brands, songs, Skippy.
Transactional. Brands.
Schooler than a
peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually rewatched some of our episode with Raven yesterday. And I was listening to myself, and even I couldn't understand myself.
Really?
I realized I really need to slow down and enunciate. And it's going to be a challenge, but I'm working on it.
Let's try from here on out for this episode to talk slower.
It's not even the speed. I've just started to slur.
I
So,
understand.
Raven, I'm having such a hard time
but
talking like this.
there are so many things that we need to talk about in one episode. So the show would really be 2 hours if we
Yeah.
just talked at this pace.
I also need like a notebook because when you're talking, I have thoughts, but I'm trying not to interrupt you, but I don't want to forget.
Me too. When you were just singing all of those songs, I had so many thoughts and I forgot them all. That's why when you stopped singing, I had nothing to say.
You know what I'm gonna get us? Like TV dinner tables that you put over your legs with some notes, like pink ones.
I like that because then I don't have to worry about my thighs.
Yeah. We need desks, I think.
I think so too.
But still the thrones, but also desks.
Okay.
Like school.
Like school. Remember those desks that
Lifted up.
that were connected? Like that was always my dream, to sit at a desk that wasn't table and chair. That was like you slide in.
Yeah.
Like you saw in the movies. And we never had them.
We didn't? Yes, we
Oh,
did.
no, we did in high school, but they were not the same. They
No.
didn't go up. It was just a table. Very
Yeah.
sad.
I just like hated school when it was going on, and I still do. Like those people my age who like are going back to school, like I can't even begin to relate to them on any sort of level.
Our high school started at 7:45.
Till 5.
We could barely get here at 10 o'clock.
We can't keep you past 4.
We can barely go live every day at 10:30, and we used to have to be at high school at 7:45.
No, I know, and it's like when I think back on like all the energy I used to have, I'm like, where did it go? I ate it.
No, but I remember even waking up as a high schooler was so hard. We would wake up at like 7 o'clock. That's so early. However, that is the time we'll be waking up for Camp Toast because we need to make the most out of
Of our
every day.
days. But also like even in college where like you had a much more relaxed schedule, sometimes you started class at like noon. It wasn't even about the waking up. It's just like I can't even with school. I can't with reading, I can't with writing, I can't with like traditional like scholar like bullshit. Like I am just a creative person and I have street smarts. And I just can't even with like the rigidness that is schooling, modern schooling.
I can't. And I don't know the amount that you would have to pay me to go back to school, like to go get my master's or something.
And like the thing about
Let alone me paying you.
Right. And like all these people that like go to grad school, like I can't understand it. Like I wake up every day, no matter how treacherous my day is, like I'm so grateful I'm not in school. I think all the time about how like sometimes I have nightmares that I have like
was just
homework.
about to say, I have nightmares that I have a paper due and I haven't done it. And I wake up and I'm just so grateful.
And the thing about the schooling system is like I was never really like a smart kid, like grades wise. And you feel like a failure, like you're not gonna do anything. But like I feel like I'm an accomplished-ish person. And I was like on the lower spectrum of like the smarts. And I feel like when you're put in that sort of like environment where grades and like numbers define you, not to be lame, but like it makes you feel like shit about yourself.
I agree.
And I loved going to my high school reunion because I absolutely loved to see the kids who were so smart and like went to great colleges and like asking them what they're doing, and they're doing the same shit as me. I work in media. Some girls like, oh, I just left a startup and I'm working for my brother. Like all these kids who were like idols in high school who were geniuses are like, they're just like us.
And they were so annoying about it too.
There was a hierarchy based off of like intellect, which I just think is so fucked up because you can't, like I'm sorry, knowing like algebra does not make you a better person.
No, but there's one thing of math that I use in everyday life, and you know what it is?
Let me think. Proportions, like percentage.
X over 100.
Yeah.
Anytime I need a percentage, I always do X over 100, and I do it for everything. Even when I was watching Mad Men, and I was like trying to figure out how much Don made when they sold the company,
right?
And it's always X over 100 equals 12% of Don Sterling Cooper over X. Oh no, whatever. And then I would figure out how much he made, and then I would try and figure out how much that would be today.
But that's percentages, and we learned it in the 3rd grade.
Right, but that's
all of the after that useless.
Division helps too when you're splitting the check.
That's also 3rd grade.
No, totally.
I'm just saying, all the math that I really like rely on.
Like the Pythagorean theorem.
Never needed it. And I just think you, at an early stage, you should make a decision if you want to be an engineer or something where you need math, and you should go down that track.
No, I think it's definitely good, but it's when I have kids and I have to help them with their homework, like once
so
they're past
embarrassing.
8th grade, I don't know what I'm gonna have to do. We're gonna have to go to brain camp.
So embarrassing.
So embarrassing.
Also, speaking of Mad Men, I have to say, and I know you don't watch, but I finished Blue Bloods.
I saw your story,
and
but
I was
just try not to spoil, just in case I ever watch it.
I have to. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll never watch it.
You won't watch it. It's not your show, and it's 8 seasons, and it's the last episode of the 8th one. And I didn't realize I was on the final episode because I've been just like so caught up in it. And I'm so invested in this couple. It's the youngest son. He's just a regular beat cop, and his partner is Eddie, and they're like totally in love. And like for 8 years, they've kissed like once. You can't be together because it's like partners are not allowed, and it's just in the last episode, Jamie got shot, and like the guy missed, but she like ran to his defense and killed the guy that shot Jamie, and she turned around and he was alive. And they just looked at each other and they were like, she like really thought she lost him, you know? Like not only like her partner in crime, but like the love of her life. And she just looked at him and she was like, they knew it, you know? And what I loved, people were angry. They didn't show them kiss and like love, because it's a very family show. People were mad, like we didn't get to see them fuck. Like relax. The way they did it was amazing. First of all, this is the best part. Just follow me for 2 seconds. The whole episode, they were talking about what they would do if they had $5 million, like how they would distribute it. And they were going back and forth about like what charities they would give to, like we do.
That's so funny.
He was like, I give some to my cousin. And when they're reunited, she thought he died, and they both realized like, what have they been doing? Like life's too short. They hug and he whispers in her ear, he's like, I spent the $5 million on you. It was so cute. And then I'm like, they just hugged. And I'm like, what happened? Are they going to get together? So at the end of every episode, the Reagans have dinner. It's like this beautiful dinner where the food looks so good. And they're always eating in real shows. And it's annoying because they never eat in real TV. And they just have like discussions about like ethical issues that are going on. It's always like a good conversation. And Jamie was late, and Jamie's never late. They're like, why is Jamie late? Where is he? He finally shows up and he gets an extra chair. And they're like, who's the extra chair for? And they bring in Eddie, and then everyone's like, oh, hey, Eddie. And he's like, don't call her Eddie. The future Mrs. Jamie Reagan. They got engaged. Even though they've only like kissed twice, but it's like they
were in
know
love the
they're
whole time.
married already. Like they spend every day together. I watched that last 5 minutes 5 times. It is the best piece of television I've ever seen. And it's like, I was mad at them for so long for not putting them together for 8 years, but I wouldn't have felt this way if I didn't wait for it for 8 seasons, you know?
I understand.
I was so invested, and then I heard a rumor that Eddie Janko, Vanessa, played in Vanessa Ray, is leaving the show. But I searched online and I didn't see anything. I just saw some Instagram comments.
Is it
can't
still
be true.
on the show?
Season 8 just ended. Now it's available on Netflix, and they're about to start filming
cool.
season.
I thought it was over.
And
People are freaking out about the spoilers.
And I went to stalk the cast. Donnie Wahlberg, who's the main guy.
Jenny McCarthy.
Follows me on Instagram.
Oh my God.
And I went through his whole Instagram. Every post on his Instagram is a video of him on a private jet. He's wants everyone to know he's on a private jet. But he just has such an interesting career. Like New Kids on the Block, Wahlberg family.
Wahlburgers. Restaurant owner.
Watch What Happens Live, got married to Jenny McCarthy. Now is on literally the #1 show in the world and probably makes more money than God.
That's amazing.
Like right now he's probably making, Mark Wahlberg makes so much money. But Mark Wahlberg was the top dog in the family. Now he has a little competition.
For sure, but Mark Wahlberg is the top dog.
Because Mark Wahlberg is so hot.
Totally. Okay, this is a wave that spoilers are over.
I'm sorry, spoilers are over, but if you don't watch a show, it's incredible.
Well, now I'll never watch it, so I'm happy for you that you got what you wanted. And that's nice that it's still on TV.
I know.
I wish now I could watch Mad Men.
Right, with everyone else.
But I can't and I shan't and I went.
Great, what's next?
Candice Swanepoel says she's, quote, proud of her post-baby figure and clap back against critics. Okay, so Candice Swanepoel hit the beach 12 days after she gave birth.
By the way, she looks amazing.
But I
Just
guess,
for a regular person, she looks amazing.
I guess some sad people were telling her that she didn't, which is so crazy because I would love to see what those people looked like.
After a baby or even just regular.
Right. So she posted to her Instagram story the photos of her in a bathing suit saying, "This is me 12 days after having my son. If you have something bad to say about it, check yourself. Society can be so cruel to one another. Beauty standards are sometimes impossible for women these days. I'm not ashamed to show my postpartum tummy. I am proud, actually. I carried my son for 9 months in there. I think I've earned the right to have a little tummy. Is it because I'm a model? Well, we are normal people too, so let me enjoy the beach in peace, please."
Okay, I have to point out just the little bit of irony is she's beauty standards are impossible to meet.
You set
she
them.
sets the beauty standards. She's a Victoria's Secret angel. She weighs probably a little under 100 pounds.
No, she's really tall.
Because she's tall. Okay, fine, 105. She sets the beauty standards, and she sets unrealistic beauty standards, and so does the brand that she works for, never having a curve model walk in their show ever. So I totally agree. Anyone who has anything to say about a woman's body in general, especially after they just had a baby, literally deserves a spot in hell. We always say there's literally a special place in hell for boys who call girls fat. So anyone who has anything to say about a woman's body in general is an asshole, especially if the woman just had a baby. But lest we not point out the irony of like her commenting on beauty standards when like she is the face of a brand that literally
sets unrealistic beauty standards.
and it's just like honestly so uninclusive and degrading to women. Sorry.
All very fair, but
I see both sides.
She personally doesn't set the like doesn't work for Victoria's Secret
Right, she's not the
corporate,
creative, yeah.
and she was like born that way, just like naturally skinny and tall.
Sure.
But she looks amazing. 12 days after having
I
a
know.
baby. Oh my God, I can't even imagine what I'll look like.
No, totally. I
It's
can't,
definitely-
honestly, the thought of me getting pregnant is like the scariest thing ever. And you know
actually-
what? I really do need to get skinny before I get fat.
Because of the physicality.
No, not even that. Because, by the way, just like as a warning, I could be pregnant in the next couple of years. And if we're still doing the toast, like we're doing the toast from my bed every day.
Why? We could do it from here.
No, I cannot get out of bed. Like I just know
We'll
myself.
just move this. You're getting a new apartment soon. Just get a room for the toast.
We need to, I'm wanting a second bedroom for like a studio. So like I know myself. Please don't be mad at me when I'm pregnant for being completely MIA.
The toast is the perfect job for a pregnant
Yes,
woman.
I agree actually.
Because I feel like you wake up early from your body.
Yes.
From your morning sickness.
Yes.
And then come do this and then go lay in bed.
No, totally. But like I really feel like I need to get in shape before I get pregnant because like if I think it's hard to lose weight now, imagine how hard it's going to be when I literally gain 100 pounds.
And then you have a baby to look after and lose weight. But I feel like if you get in shape now, you're going to put off having a baby longer
Right,
because
I
you're
want
going
to
to
stay
enjoy.
skinny. I know, which is like such a fucked up thing to do.
But you know what? It's the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
And I feel like so many celebrities, like, they pretend like it doesn't bother them,
Mm-hmm.
or they like have fake surrogates because they don't want their bodies to change,
Mm-hmm.
and that's really crazy.
That's fucked up.
Whatevs. Are you ready for the next story?
Always.
This actually is very exciting. The job market is popping, you guys.
Where is this article from?
This article is from CBS News.
Very legitimate.
The job market is apparently so hot that people are ghosting potential employers.
Whew.
I never thought I would read a headline like this. All you hear is like jobs, jobs, jobs.
Yeah, and like
Steve
unemployment,
Jobs,
unemployment.
No jobs.
This is so great.
Jobs are down. Where are the jobs?
What is
Bring
it?
back our jobs. The much maligned habit of ghosting has apparently made its way into the workplace. According to a recent LinkedIn article, people are ghosting at work and it's driving companies crazy. Ghosting is when a person abruptly goes silent or disappears without explanation. Thank you, CBS News. The article goes on to explain that candidates who have agreed to job interviews fail to show up without any notice or further communication, and in some cases, accept jobs only to not appear for their first day of work. That's crazy. Don't you sign a
What
contract?
chutzpah.
That's actually fucked up.
That's just being a dick.
I understand if you got another job and you're not going to write to your
Interview
person, sorry, I got another job, because like
Right.
they're interviewing other people too. And a lot of times when you don't get the job, you don't hear from them.
You don't, ever.
Quote, the job market is so hot right now. Unemployment is at an 18-year low. You've got more job openings than candidates, which is the first time the Labor Department has seen this. It's a buyer's market right now, LinkedIn editor-in-chief Dan Roth told CBS this morning on Wednesday.
What's a buyer's market?
Like, the buyers are in charge,
Like meaning
the applicants are in
yeah,
charge.
yeah. Should we get jobs?
Seriously, the world needs us. We could get part-time jobs because we're free around noon.
We are
And
part-time.
we have a part-time job here. We could get another part-time job where you fake work, and while we're fake working, we'll do stuff for the toast.
Right.
That's actually
Amazed.
ideal. Though you might expect young people or millennials to be the culprits, Roth said ghosting is happening at all ages. That's weird. It's everyone. You would think it would just be millennials, people who are used to dating sites.
Yep.
The truth is, it's everyone. It's easier just to stop showing up than to say no or thank you for reaching out to me about this job, but I actually don't want it anymore.
Right. It's so awkward.
Another reason it might be happening, according to Roth, job seekers see it as retribution for all the times potential employers ghosted them. Very fair.
Fuck us.
Still, Roth warns against it. Recruiters and hirers are saying they will never forget the people who have ghosted them.
That's true.
And they will take that from job to job. Oh, so even if the HR person goes to a different company, if you're working in the same field in the
Yeah.
same city, you'll bump heads again.
It's so funny because you really like even not even just in like the job world, but just like in life, you never know who you're talking to. And you know those people, like I'm sure you have friends or people that you know who are just like inherently like not friendly people or like just like mean, and like they think they're talking to some shit and really that person is like, you know, head of whatever for whatever. So that's why it really does go a long way to be nice, and like sometimes it's hard because people are annoying, but like I can't even deal with people who are just like naturally not friendly. Like even though like I think I'm better than everyone, because I am, I am like always just like bubbly and nice to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, being rude to people, like, the thought of it just makes me uncomfortable.
No, it takes more effort.
It takes more effort to like diss someone, which you should only do if you have a reason to, than it does to just be friendly and smile. It takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile.
I mean, that's definitely not true.
No, it depends on your face, I think.
Totally. And also like it can't.
I should get like Botox that just keeps me like this.
Because you do have a good case of RBF.
Not anymore.
Right, not since your
Not since
Botox
my
extravaganza.
new forehead. Anyways, it's so exciting. I hope all of you job candidates out there are getting what you need
From
in
the
this
job market.
world. That's great. If someone asked if we had part-time jobs, what would you apply for?
I would want to work at, I would want 2 things, 3 actually. I really want to work in like a bakery ice cream place of some sort, but that's like a lot of time on your feet, like tending to customers. I could also be like one of those people who tests like Netflix shows, like a focus group,
Right.
like a permanent focus grouper, or for snacks, like just giving my thoughts on snacks. And third, or just being like someone, I don't know what the job title is, but like someone with an office and a computer, you know?
like in marketing, but I don't think they have part-time marketing jobs.
No, and they have like cubicles. Like I want to be important in marketing that I have a door that I can slam.
Oh, you can't get that with a part-time job.
I know.
That's tough. If
What
I had
about
a
you?
part-time job after this, I don't know, because it's part-time, so I'm not going to say like what my dream job would be. But I would want to be like someone, like a consultant for like a nail polish company that needs help naming their nail polishes. I would be so good at that. Like something
You would be
creative
good
like
at
that,
that.
where I could just show up,
You're good with words.
drop my ideas. You don't need me from 9 to 5 for
No.
my ideas. I'll come in the afternoon, get the brief on the project, the McKinsey file, hit you with my ideas, go home.
Or another job I would totally do and be really good at is be like the doorman or the door person of like a cool club and turn people away. Because first of all, those people are
What would
assholes.
your criteria be?
Well, here's the thing. People who just walk up and assume, like, assholes like that, like, hey, like, no. If you're nice, like, and be like, hey, I'm just with a couple friends, like, have a great time.
Totally.
Like, I don't care what you look like or, like, how much money you have. Like, just if you look like you would add a good time to my club, you're more than welcome.
And just the way that you ask, I feel like doormen in this city like respond to disrespect, which is so crazy. Like when I walk up to the door, I'm like, "Hi," like I'm
Me
literally
too.
that person. I'm like, please and thank you, like and I get no respect. Some asshole who is like smelly and aggressive
Right.
comes up behind me.
It's like, yo,
and
is George here? Let me in. I'm a George.
Who the fuck is George?
Totally.
Like,
My club would be literally for only nice, fun, cool girls who like the toast.
oh my god, that would be the most fun club, and then all the boys would want to come.
Right. Like the method of like letting people into clubs, first of all, there is no method and it's so fucked up.
It's so fucked up. How much of a bribe would you accept in order to say there's someone who you would not be letting in without a bribe? What would you take?
$100.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah. I mean, if they gave me 80, I wouldn't turn it down, but still, $100.
Right.
Around 100.
Next story. So I'm just so excited about the job market.
I
Maybe
know.
we should apply for part-time jobs.
Okay, you do it first and let me know how it goes.
Okay, I'm gonna check LinkedIn. That would be fun. Okay, next up, more branding news.
Ooh.
General Mills. Everyone's after our Lucky Charms, they say.
Yes.
A 54-year-old leprechaun is killing it in the cereal aisle. Lucky Charms, with its bits of marshmallow and mischievous pint-sized pitchman, has rung up a 20% increase in sales over the past year, making it General Mills' fastest-growing cereal brand, the company said. The surprising increase is made all the more shocking because it comes as the country turns to healthier choices at breakfast. Right, like who's eating marshmallows for breakfast?
Right.
And I actually have a theory. People are loving the marshmallows, said company spokesman Mike Sieminas. That may be true, but two out-of-the-box marketing moves this year haven't hurt. In February, the company added a unicorn-shaped marshmallow to the cereal mix,
Cute.
the first new character introduced in 10 years. Cute. Also, the Minneapolis company, Minnesota, introduced in 2018 a Frosted Flakes version of the cereal. Frosted Flakes, the Kellogg's cereal, isn't trademarked because it's descripted. That's so interesting.
I have a theory.
Okay, together the two moves created a hot product, far outdistancing General Mills' overall 2% in increase in cereal sales. Well, you know
I
who
wonder
they
if
did?
we have the same theory.
Kylie.
No.
Oh, they send her like boxes of Lucky Charms that are straight marshmallows. She always posts her Insta story. It looks amazing.
Definitely helped.
People are out there buying Lucky Charms.
But what I think is that like the kids who were like eating Lucky Charms when they were kids and like only got it every once in a while because it's like a sugary cereal are now grown up and have disposable incomes and they're like, I could do whatever I want. Fuck you, mom. And they're buying their own cereal. So I think it has a lot because like the brand's been around for 20 plus years and like we never had sugary cereals in our house growing up, let alone Lucky Charms. Like I would eat it at other kids' house. But now I'm a grown woman. If I see it in the grocery aisle, like honeycomb.
Honeycomb was the sugariest it ever got.
But if I was in a grocery store and I saw it, like I wouldn't have to ask anyone. Like I have my own income now, and like I'm in charge of my own financial decisions. So I think that has a lot to do with it, and that's what the article is missing. I don't have any facts to prove it, but I just know it. I have a feeling.
And it seems as though they're in tune with what's necessary. They're evolving, which is important. But what's your favorite cereal? I don't really eat cereal.
I actually love cereal. I love a lot of cereal. I love Reese's cereal. It's so good.
That's crazy. That's so crazy that that's breakfast for some
I
people.
know. No, I haven't eaten it for breakfast since college. And I used to have like a box with bowl and milk. What is another good cereal?
I haven't treated myself to a bowl of cereal since middle school, I think.
But see, I don't really like Lucky Charms like in a bowl with milk. I just want it as like a snack, you know what I mean?
Right,
To
and just
eat
to
with my
pick out
hands.
the marshmallows.
Yeah. What's another good cereal? Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles are always a winner.
For sure.
Anything that makes your
interesting.
milk
Colorful.
chocolate.
Do you like milk?
Oof.
We're not
No.
milk people.
We are not.
We're not a milk
people.
family. Growing up, like when the only two beverages that we could drink at breakfast were water or
And orange
juice
juice.
that was watered down with water.
I think milk is so disgusting.
Me too. I drink it in my coffee every day, and that's about it. And I have like calcium lines on my nails because
Yeah,
of
me
it.
too. I need to get a manicure after this, actually.
Isn't this a nice color? Someone said it really pops on the toast.
Oh, it does. Oh, also, people were throwing ideas out in the comments that we should have a club toast. And if we ever got to the place where like the show was making money that we could like open a club,
club?
I would, or like a bar probably. I would be so into it. I've always wanted to be a bar owner, and I have the best name for a bar, but I can't say it because someone will steal it. I'll tell
But
you
also,
later.
the toast lends itself to great bar names.
You know, it would be like Let's Get Toasty or something.
Or like just toast.
Yeah,
Make
toasted.
Make a toasted.
Toasted.
Whatevs. Okay, fifth and final story, which will be a great segue into our Real Housewives of New York recap. RHONY star Luann de Lesseps is dating her married agent. Oh, wow. I didn't realize the salaciousness of this title that he's married.
I know. I read this and I didn't realize he was married till I reread it this morning, and I have good tea on Luann. So you say it and then I'll say
Luann de Lesseps has moved on with her married agent, Page Six has learned. Sources tell Page Six that de Lesseps and Hollywood agent Rich Super, who we're told has recently filed for divorce from his wife, have been dating for a few weeks, but that things are already getting serious.
Wait, this is so funny because remember when she was yelling at Bethany for dating a married man who was separated?
But that was a different Luann.
Yeah, I agree. No, but it's just like, it's funny.
It is funny. Super, who also reps comedians including Artie Lang, has been representing de Lesseps
Comedians like who?
for several months since she began her booming career as a cabaret star in The Countess and Friends. Pals of the Real Housewives of New York star, who is herself coming off a divorce from Todd D'Agostino. Yeah, technically she's married too.
Oh, right, that's true.
You could switch the headline.
Yep,
Married agent is dating married reality TV star. Say that although they've only been dating a few weeks, the couple are very close already. He's smitten with her, said a pal, and she's very excited about it.
Like literally, who cares? I had heard, you know, through my secret sources last night that Luann was actually fired by her publicist yesterday. According to the publicist, she's just too much to manage, and she might not be 100% sober. That's just what I hear. Unconfirmed, just saying.
Given what we saw last week on RHONY, Luann should have fired her publicist.
Yeah, totally. Not in tune with what's necessary.
I'm glad that this has happened even in the way that it has. Which brings me to RHONY.
Wait, you want to do Dear Toasters first, and then I think Dear RHONY's a great way to end.
Wait, but I just have thoughts. Let's
Okay,
do Dear
we're already
Toasters
doing
last.
it, yeah.
RHONY last night was a segue episode connecting from Luann's rehab to Cartagena. So there wasn't much there. But I was thinking about her cabaret, and when it came out, she had just gotten out of rehab. She was like the toast of the town. And when she started planning it, it was before rehab. And it wouldn't have been as successful if she wasn't like this phoenix rising from the ashes. So it really goes to show like everything happens for a reason.
I'm such a firm believer in that. And like when something terrible is happening to you, you can't imagine the reason why it would be happening. And then a year later, you say to yourself like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Right.
I think about all the time, like all the bad things that have happened to me and like what came from it. Like, I know I wouldn't have met Ben if our dad didn't die. Like, I think about that all the time because then we moved, and that's where I met Ben.
Yes.
I think about it all the time. And then whenever I'm going through something bad, I'm like, everything's happened for a reason. I'm also like, shut up, that's not true. But then months later, it is.
Yeah.
So
and
I totally agree.
When something happens immediately and someone's like, I know why this happened and everything
Shut
happens
up.
for a reason. Like, no, it
You don't know till a year later or years later.
Yeah, years later for sure. But I would say after a year, you should have a sense.
But so I went to Luann's opening night of the show.
Which you wouldn't have been nearly as jazzed about if she hadn't just gotten out of rehab and
course
gotten
not.
arrested.
And I think honestly her like getting arrested like lifted her up to icon status.
Agreed.
And it was phenomenal, the show. She really attacked the arrested Tom debacle head on. It was funny, it was irreverent, she was great. All around 5 stars for the show. And I thought the episode, like the preparations for the show, I find incredibly boring. Like her sitting with the piano with
of course.
Billy Strict, do you know who his mom was? Elaine Strict.
Sounds familiar.
She's like a very famous actress. I can't recall what she's from. She was either Joey's.
I'll Google it.
She was either Joey's agent in Friends or the grandma from The Nanny. I can never remember which one.
Sounds.
Oh no, she's Jack Donaghy's mom. That's why. Sorry, I was getting confused with people's moms in different shows. Jack Donaghy's mom. Yes, I loved her. And he really is like a very famous Broadway producer.
Yeah, no, it's so prestigious, everything that she's doing. She's on tour.
She did it the right way.
She did it the right way, and everything really happens for a reason for her, and I'm obviously very happy for her, but if she hadn't gotten arrested and whatnot, the show would have been just all about Tom, and that would have been like a little sad.
Yeah. Then, okay, let's go person by person.
Okay.
When Bethany had Sonia over, that was like literally the cutest meal ever, and they're so cute, and like I ship them so hard.
They're so cute, but like every time they hang out, all I can think about is Cheater Brand.
I know.
And it's like, they need to hang out more for me to forget about it, because eventually I will, like all things people forget. But it just makes me feel like Bethany's really clinging to Sonia. One, because Sonia's like the most fun person and everyone loves her right now and she's really having a moment. And if Luann hadn't gotten arrested this season, it would have been Sonia's season.
Yep.
Especially because last year she like wasn't even invited to the Berkshires.
Yep.
But I just keep thinking like Bethany really railed on her.
But Sonia is so on. She is like clear-headed. She is so on. I don't know what the hell happened to her, but I don't know how to say it in any other way than that she's on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like even like that, and I feel like now she's being who she is. Like she's definitely wacky.
Yeah.
And hilarious. But that's who like she wakes up in the morning and this is who she is. She
and
doesn't
I feel
need
like when
to
she was drinking, her wackiness was like turning into like slobberiness. When she's actually just like a funny gal.
She really is a funny gal. She's the perfect housewife, and I'm so glad that we stuck with her for so long. And I've always loved her.
You have,
and I'm so proud of her.
Same.
The best moment of this episode was when Bethany imitated Ramona.
I couldn't agree more.
Can I bring you a drink?
Drink. So funny.
So
I saw it
was
on
laughing
the
out loud.
previews, and I was like, I can't wait for this
I
moment.
didn't see it.
It's so funny. Okay, basically, that guy with the red scarf was brought there as, I guess the woman wanted to set him up with Carol, but he knew Bethany, and he said he came there for her. He had a feeling she was going to be there.
I'm sure he knew that they were filming.
And he just went in the hopes that she would be there.
All makes sense.
Ramona wanted him. He wanted nothing to do with Ramona. Carol thought he was hers, but they didn't even talk. And then he was like obsessed with Bethany. And you could see in that conversation in Cartagena next week where Carol says something so bitchy. Like, she's like, Bethany's like, it doesn't matter. I don't want to date him. She goes, well, he doesn't want to date you either.
Lies.
So rude. Like,
so rude.
Did you see
what
Carol posted on Instagram and someone commented like something about
Carol posted like asked Siri like
find me a better housewife than Carol, and Siri was like no results found.
So obviously Carol's phone's broken.
Yeah, Carol. Someone commented, why don't you tag Bethany? And Carol responded that Bethany blocked her.
Good.
So that's some good tea, I guess. And then like honestly, I couldn't be less interested in everything going on in Tinsley's life.
I agree, and it just makes me so nervous. And also, we know that they break up, they get back together, they break up again, and now they're back together because she's hashtagging Scott Kluth in her photos abroad, and she's saying, caption, just picture taken by Scott, just to let us know that they're together.
Yeah, that's
and it's
so
just
funny.
like a little too thirsty for me, and I liked them when they first got together, and they were so cute and so different, and he's probably someone she never expected to date, like mostly a Jewish person. And so I was here for it. But now I no longer am. I don't give two shits if they stay together or not. And every time, she just always is counting her chickens before they hatch. And as like a superstitious Jewish person, it makes me so nervous. Like watching
totally
her
agree.
move into this apartment with a guy who, are they even together?
Right.
Is making me nervous.
When he's obviously paying for it.
Also knowing that like if they break up, like what is she gonna do?
I like girls who are like so dependent on men and like don't have anything like besides like investing in their relationships. Like I can't even with people like that.
I can't even. It gives me anxiety. Counting your chickens before you hatch, you guys, like it's not what you should be doing. And also like her and Carol talking, and Carol's like, keep it cute, like vomit.
No, like honestly, them together, I can't stand. I'm like so not on Carol's team.
No, I'm so not on Carol's team either. And I just want to say one thing about Ramona. She looked amazing this episode.
Oh my God, amazing. And her Instagram, she's been looking so good. Dr. Sharon Giese.
Even though the red scarf guy was obviously not interested in her, he had Bethany on the brain, Ramona really does have game. Like the way she was talking to him, she's engaged, she's smiley, she's asking questions. When like she's so positive, and I could totally see how she gets like so many guys.
I agree.
But that guy was also just too young for her.
Yeah,
like,
this was like a boring episode now that I think about it. There was so much filler, like her working out.
Yeah, because they were just trying to squeeze in an extra episode before Cartagena because they know everyone's going to watch that.
Yeah. And actually, I saw Avery Singer in the Hamptons over the weekend. She is actually the nicest, smartest, coolest girl like ever. She's like a genius. She's like has a huge job at JP Morgan.
She was someone who was smart in school and did something with it.
Yeah, good for her. And I think she's coming to my party tonight. So.
Oh, fun.
I literally invited everyone on the planet. And if I know you personally and I didn't invite you, just text me because I probably forgot.
It's not personal.
It's not personal at all.
Who else is around?
And then Dorinda. She didn't really do anything this episode.
They went to Giovanni. Luann's body
is amazing.
Banging. Everything looked perfect on her. She has like the perfect shape.
She has like perfect shoulders.
Yeah, but she wasn't always like. I feel like for a while she was kind of like.
Well, when you stop drinking, first of all.
Built, and now she just is. Everything fit her like a glove.
And like them going to church, like that was weird. Like the whole episode was like fake, scripted bullshit.
Totally.
But I get why.
They know that that they could add an extra episode to the season and make all that ad money because they go down on a boat in Colombia.
By the way, is Ramona in a wheelchair before the boat goes down?
Yes.
Okay, because I was confused.
It seems.
But that scene where they're like pulling her up on the curb is so funny.
So funny. I'm excited, but I'm also having anxiety. Like that boat scene, like I don't want to watch it.
I know.
I'm
What I
never
had
gonna go on
heard
a
from
boat
one of my
again.
inside sources is that they literally had no footage from that. And now that I keep watching the commercial, they keep playing the same scene where the boat rocks up once and they see 3 people laying on a couch and 1 person's crying. What I had heard was that they were freaking out because they had literally no footage from because they literally all thought they were going to go down. Like
Right.
at some point you put the cameras down.
Right. Wow.
So that's just what I heard.
That'll be really crazy, but honestly, it's what the season needs.
It's what the season needs.
And it'll shift things into perspective. Like I think when
Yeah.
you go through something like that with people, it's like, okay, if I'm having a tiff with someone that I get along with, we'll put it behind us. But if right?
Yes, but it's clear
I don't-
now that in real life things have gotten way
right.
worse
I
for
think
Bethany and Carol.
But then it's also like if there's someone, I'm also not going to spend time with people that I don't want to be around.
Right, that's true. It's twofold. But that conversation where they're just randomly talking about the guy, like, Bethany used the perfect word to describe Carol. Smug. Like, she just thinks her shit doesn't stink this season and that she's this new woman with a new haircut and a new life and a new couch and without Adam and she's single. Like, she thinks that she is the it girl. She thinks that she's Tinsley 20 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Totally. And tulips that Adam sent her, like, made me
They were
sad.
dead.
They were dead and sad.
Totally.
But that invitation was really nice.
Yeah, it's, my friend Amanda just started doing the PR for them. I don't remember the name of the flower company.
Well, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. She's sending me a couple.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Are they forever flowers?
Yes.
But they're in water.
I know. I thought that was weird too.
Okay.
Let's do some Dear Toasters. I gathered, by the way, for those toasters who are new, we haven't done Dear Toasters in a while. It's a star advice segment. We try and do it once a week, preferably on Wednesdays or Thursdays. You can email deartoasters@gmail.com, and we'll pretty much answer anything from dating advice, relationship advice, family advice, bridal advice. We cover all bases.
We do.
Boys and girls, it's all anonymous, so just make sure you email deartoasters@gmail.com so we have content for next week. But today, I have 3 very good ones. Ready? Mm-hmm. This one's labeled History Class Romance. I'm truly in some treacherous territory. I've been taking a summer class for the past few weeks, and this boy has caught my eye. He sits a few rows ahead of me, and I often catch myself just admiring his beauty. He is tall, great style, and so handsome. After some deep stalking on social media, I found out we went to the similar high schools, and we both grew up in the same area. Even more stalking, I found out we share similar interests like music, influencers, etc. How do I approach him in a flirty way without being a creep? How do I casually say that I think we are soulmates, want to grab a coffee? Our class ends in 2 weeks, so I feel like the talk is ticking. Please, ladies, I need the sage advice of you and your toasters.
Okay. First of all.
Wait, so this is from a girl. So it's a girl to a boy, which like there's always a weird gender dynamic. I know we don't want to admit it, but like you're supposed to wait for the boy to ask you out.
Right. And don't use the term soulmates when you're trying to casually like
I think she was joking, but
infiltrate.
definitely don't.
Right. I think you guys are in a class together. You should ask him if he wants to study.
Yeah.
Make some sustenance, bucket of muffins.
Right. Just to go up to a random stranger and ask him out is definitely weird. But if you have some like study together, sit next to him, just make chit chat so that it's not the first time you're talking where you ask him out.
Right. And like if you guys really are soulmates, then like he'll feel it too. He just might not know it yet
Because he's sitting in front of you and you're behind him.
Right. So you need to get the 2 of you alone together so that if there is chemistry, he won't be able to deny it either, and then you'll go out.
Right, and then if you just ask him out like point blank without ever having spoken to him, you just look like shallow because you just like the way that he looks. Whereas
Right.
like if you have a couple conversations and you feel like there's a connection, it's not that crazy.
Right. And then like you guys should go study and be like, oh my gosh, we've studied so much. We're so studious. Let's get a drink. And then once you have a drink, everything bubbles up to the top and you'll figure it out.
I agree. This one is fucking hilarious. Ready? It's from a boy, anonymously. I've been following you guys since before the morning bee. So when you transitioned to the toast, I followed every Instagram account, Facebook page out there. Now, because of that, I wake up with a huge pit every day. On one of the Facebook pages, there was a master post where people were sharing their Instagrams, and me being thirsty for followers, of course, put my Instagram down. This girl, let's call her Nancy, followed me immediately and messaged me how fabulous I look and how she wanted to be my best friend. All right. It was cool until it wasn't. She asked for my Snapchat and then started messaging me in an absurd amount to the point where I wake up with notifications from her and they all say, Streak, are we 11? She will also reply to every single thing I post on Snapchat or Instagram. I realized she was from the same town across the country as my cousins, so I asked if they knew her. My cousin did know her and said she hooked up with one of them. I realized she was from the same town across the country.
A cousin hooked up with her.
As my cousin, so I asked if she knew them.
Her cousin is a girl.
Right.
Okay, maybe it's just a
Whatever,
flub.
whatever. So this girl,
The cousins know the girl.
The stalker hooked up with one of the cousins.
Okay.
Naturally, I call my cousin, ask her about, and his exact words were, "We kissed at a frat party once freshman year, and she still won't leave me alone." This was 6 years ago. So I don't know what to do. Of course, I thought about blocking her, but I'm nervous she'll post something in the Toaster group, and I'll get roasted because you know how the Toasters are. What the heck do I do in desperate need of help?
Okay. And I'm sure you're a great, this is a guy, right?
Yes.
I'm sure you're a great, fabulous guy. And I can just tell you for certain that she is trying to get in your good graces so that you invite her to a family function and she can get near your cousin. That's how wild girls are.
I didn't even think.
Right. So I wouldn't, if I were you, honestly, I wouldn't feel bad blocking her because I don't think it's about you. I think it's about her obsession with your cousin.
Well, here's the thing. Are you answering? Because, like, if you ghost someone for long enough, they'll get the point and stop DMing you.
Right. But maybe you're just like, LOL, you know, you never know.
Because you want to be rude. But I think it's more rude to block someone than it is just to stop answering.
Can't you just, like, remove them from looking at your stuff or something? Like, you
Hide
just gotta
stories.
wane it back. And you know what? If the person does post in the Toasters, now we've all seen this and there's more to the story.
Right.
And I don't think the Toasters will be so ruthless.
Right, so just block her now.
Yeah, just block her or like unfriend, whatever you gotta do. I don't think that's a big deal. No one should be waking up with a pit every day.
Totally. From Nancy.
From Nancy, who's just trying to get close to your cousin, like she's using you, bro.
Yeah. I wake up with a pit every day from Yancy from Sleepover, and my pit is that they didn't name her Nancy.
No, totally.
That they didn't name him Anthony. What's that from?
And I got a nephew that calls him Anthony. Mean Girls.
Perfect. This is our third and final Dear Toasters. It's a long one. Bear with me. I'm having the worst time planning my friend's bachelorette. The bride in question, let's call her Bridget, asked me and another friend to plan her bachelorette party. We agreed and we were so excited to plan this fun and special day for her. That's when the excitement ended. Bridget continually had to ask what was being planned, gave us suggestions as to what we should do. For example, when to call to book a party bus or when to book the event we are going to, blah, blah, blah. I thought this was totally out of the norm since the bride usually doesn't know much about the day until she shows up. It's the one event she doesn't have to plan, so just relax and enjoy. But boy, was I wrong. I spent 2 weeks trying to find a party bus that would make Bridget happy and also within the budget of the girls who had been invited for the day. Is it a luxury bus? No. Will it get from us from point A to point B? Of course.
Is it a school bus?
I asked if the girls invited would be willing to pay for a luxury bus for Bridget, but the popular opinion was, we will not be on the bus long. It doesn't matter what it looks like, make it cheap. So I paid the $300 deposit just to secure the bus. Bridget then started asking so many questions about details of the bus, as she's also trying to plan another friend's bachelorette party, which is code word for she actually isn't, she just wants to know details on hers. Sleuthy Bridget. She stated cheap buses are dirty and that the luxury ones aren't that expensive. I said that since we are at our event for 4+ hours, the bus we have may use that long, I hate when people don't write in English. I said that we are at our event for 4+ hours. The bus we have may use that long time if you're not being on the bus to transport a different group. Oh, right, okay. She then began saying, that sounds sketchy, and I finally had enough. I stated that I could attempt to get back the non-refundable $300 and book a different bus. The problem is, what if I don't get my deposit back? What if I book a nicer bus and the girls back out because it's too expensive, then making it even more expensive for me? Please help. I need to get advice to get me through this wedding hell.
That sounds fucking terrible.
I know, like, honestly, first of all, I thought every girl does it differently, but like, I thought you plan your own bachelorette party.
Yeah, same.
Every bachelorette party I've been on is planned by the bride.
And you know what? I'm noticing a pattern. Anytime I've heard of a bachelorette party planned by one of the friends, it's like not all of your friends are friends. So it's like someone on the other side of the friend group is like, this bitch is planning the party.
Right, like the camp friends don't want to be with the home friends, and the home friends don't want to be with the college friends.
What the camp friend is going through trying to plan this thing. I think that brides should plan their own bachelorette parties unless they really, really don't want to, and then it's either all or nothing. So I think you should be like to Bridget. I love how enthusiastic you are about this and how much like you know what you want, and I think that you should do it yourself because you're not going to be happy with what I do.
No, I totally agree. And the only person who can really communicate with all these people is the bride because they're all connected through her. They don't know each other.
You can't, like, your camp friend can't ask your home friend to spend more money.
They don't even
know you.
have each other's phone numbers. Like,
right.
So awkward. That's why, I've only been on a few, but the bachelorette parties that I've been on have been planned by the bride.
Yeah, and I think that
I planned my whole thing.
And it's like the bride's last hurrah. Like, let her do everything that she wants to do, whatever bus she wants. And the friends who are really there for her will be there for her. And like, then let her friends let her down. Not like, it'll be easy for them to be like, I'm not paying extra to you.
Right.
They don't know you. They're going to say that to the bride and she sounds like a pain in the arse. They're not saying that to her.
Right, but like if they're just saying it to this random girl, the bride will never know and she'll think all of her friends are equally as good when they're not.
Right.
Like, you be an asshole to the bride's face.
Especially if she's being an asshole to yours. Like, here's the thing about brides. It's like everyone's like, don't worry the bride. Like, brides are humans too.
And they're worried already.
And they're worried already. And it's like, you can hurt the bride's feelings, especially if it's just going to get things done faster.
No, totally. And like, as a bride, I would have wanted to know about the treacherousness before so I could have fixed it instead of showing up to a bachelorette party I didn't want.
And we're on a school bus, and
Right.
everyone's upset, including me.
Also, I didn't think the bachelorette party is the one event you don't plan. I thought that was the bridal shower that like your friends and family do for you.
Yes,
That's like
same.
more like that's what I thought.
I guess it's just case by case.
And it's also like based on like your group. Like Jewish people do it all very differently than like other religions and other like nationalities. Everyone has their own traditions.
This is true. And like she's planning a bachelor party for her friend, but not for herself. Like
Right.
I'd rather plan it for myself and then never have to plan one for a friend.
I couldn't agree more. Even though, yeah, no, I am agreement. Full agreement. That's Dear Toasters.
That's your toasters, you guys. Well, you know what? I'm glad because these ones weren't so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm glad everyone's doing well out there. You know, I hate when we get ones that are like, oh my God, what
Real
do we do?
like troublesome.
Really troublesome. And then I like worry for these people.
And then I feel like if I give bad advice, like it could have real repercussions. But if you follow this advice and it doesn't work for you, like your life will be fine.
Right. And the bachelor party will be fine because once everyone's drinking, if you're a good, fun group of girls,
Mm-hmm.
you'll make it a good time.
So if you want mediocre advice, email deartoasters@gmail.com and we'll answer it next week. This has been The Morning Toast, the Millennial Morning Show.
The Millennial Morning
We
Show.
go live Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Facebook. So make sure you like us on Facebook so you can catch our live stream, and then also on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube to catch our live stream on YouTube. If live streaming is not for you, you can't make the 10:30 live show. We are available on demand in the podcast app as audio only. So make sure you subscribe to the Morning Toast podcast in the podcast app. Also available on SoundCloud and coming soon to Spotify.
Very
I got
exciting.
a contract. Very exciting. Because I feel like if you don't have an Android, you probably have Spotify, not SoundCloud app.
Yeah.
Right? It's really for the Android users.
And I love Spotify, and
Me
it's
too.
so premium. And for me to be an artist on Spotify, like it is a dream.
And just like great discoverability. There's so many people on Spotify.
Right.
So I think it'll be really good for our brand. So hopefully that'll be coming out in the next couple weeks. I'm Claudia Oshry, girl with no job.
I'm Jackie Oshry, Jackie O Problems. Feel free to follow me. Also, please subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/morningtoast. If you are interested in our day in the life video coming soon, Claudia's birthday party is going to be lit, and you won't know because you won't see the video if you're not a patron.
Also, we are doing a show tomorrow, just a little bit later, because like we said, tonight's my birthday party, and I don't really want to have to wake up. So we'll probably be doing it around noon. Check our Instagram at The Morning Toast for any and all updates. It has been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you this morning. Have an amazing Thursday.
Have an amazing Thursday.